Hello and welcome to another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video. I am the player who plays as the King of the Mountain, and today I'm just going to be doing another season update video. I appreciate I only did one yesterday, but as always with these things, if I just showed a little tiny bit of patience, I probably would have been better doing it today than yesterday. As yesterday, what basically happened was Chapter 6 of the season unlocked in our season. This is an NRP season, Tactics Evolved season. And after Chapter 6, some more of the passes get opened up. So if we just go to the map, so these passes in between kingdoms actually got opened up yesterday. And I'm probably going to talk you through what happened. So as soon as they opened up, this green kingdom here, which is Odin, and I really need to remember... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually Spod. Odin and Spod. I could have just done that by pressing the pin, granted. But yeah. So Odin and Spod took the pass, and they took it about 25-30 minutes before Honk's Fellowship Fortress was built. So they managed to actually take the pass uncontested, which was really good play by them. And then they tried to push into Honk. I find it really hard to say Honk without making it sound like a clown noise. Anyway, so yeah, they tried to push into Honk, and to be fair to Honk, they held them pretty much instantly around the pass. I don't even think they lost the Fellowship Fortress once. And then later on that day when it was built, they actually pushed back and took the pass back, so they're now pushing into Enedwaith. What this Green Kingdom also did at that time was very cleverly, they took the pass into Andrast, so they got a bit of a flank on them, and now they're coming up through here, so there's a small pin here as well. So this is a pretty big pin, really, for sort of like a first real battle pin, which happened yesterday. And there's been some pretty impressive fights that have come out of there. The Ogre account is top of all the boards, but I'll show you that shortly. So that happened there. Then around the middle of the day over here, this is the rest of our kingdom. So we're in Kilt, or previously Dobie, with Honk. And what happened was this pass here, we weren't really prepared for it, to be honest, because it was a bit of an activity time for us where we're not quite fully on. And I believe what happened was Ibis from here started trying to chip down the pass, and to be honest, we ended up sniping it with probably 30-40 sort of K of durability left. We actually took it down, which really kind of knocked them back, as you can imagine, because I mean, it's a great piece of play, don't get me wrong, the fact that we managed to snipe it, but it really kind of knocked them back because all their momentum got shifted into defending rather than attacking. So what's kind of happened since then is we've pushed up into Ashen Plains, and we're now somewhere up here, uprooting bases and things like that. So that's kind of happening on the two flanks that we've currently got. There's also Meow and Avalon, which are attacking from sort of this Sea of Nirn area after we've taken Gorgoroth and Barad-dûr. So they're down here at this pass, trying to take this pass. So that's kind of this side of the kingdoms. So it's been busy. Yesterday was a really, really busy day. We got some PvP and a couple more big tiles, to be honest, which was nice. Managed to test out a few different formations because it was kind of a tile warfare, but it was awkward tile warfare, and they played it really well. So you had to use a main really to take the tile. So we were using sort of 2 or 3 formations because of the way they were guarding, which, you know, it's good play by them. And I think some of Echo have now come down here to help out, which has kind of led to this up here, where Echo, Ibis, Gome and Raw, this pin's got a little bit smaller, and they've got a little bit closer to this pass. Mainly because they've had to come down here and start this kind of play to help out. Then you've got Mesh and Mad having a little go at each other up in the north, which is nice to see. There's some activity now on this server, which is good. I think these pass mechanics, if they could just bring them down a chapter to something like 3, 5, and 7, probably aren't that bad. But the chapter 4 in particular for getting out into this kind of area is really, really stifling for any level of growth. What it has done, though, and I suppose is a positive, it's allowed other sort of smaller players to make sure they were at level 40 for PvP straight away, which probably helped, and they've been able to grow some decent barracks. I mean, we've seen a lot of tier 3 and tier 4 troops knocking around, sort of, you know, like chariots and things like that. So it's been interesting. But yeah, we're currently up this way, and as you can see, we've kind of got a good push on. Really, we're just going across the crossing. I've just decided I wanted some great beasts, so I've just taken myself a great beast pen. And while I'm here, I will probably siege a couple of these forts, maybe. So we'll see if this one, once it gets hit, we'll siege that. This guy's not really a threat, I don't think, to us. He's from a different kingdom, so yeah, there's a lot going on down here. And like I say, we're now pushing up through here, so I'll probably join the fight over here once I've got rid of. I think there's a couple of bases up here that if I can reach them, not sure if I can actually reach them. I can't reach, so. Oh, come on. One tile out of the range. I mean, I could get rid of this one, but this is that Stride of the King guy. Not sure if there's any more bases anywhere. This base has been uprooted, so I probably need to build a fort as well, to be honest. I think I did bring over some level of Patha. I'll probably build here, I'd guess. What have we got? Sorry, just getting distracted here. Apologies. But we'll probably build a fort around the back here and just protect it for a bit. What I believe the plan is to push on to the keep, which I think is over there. So that's probably a really stupid place for a fort, actually. So it'll help get some range into here. I'll work that out in a minute. But if not, I'm just wasting 20 eagle stamina. Never mind. So that's kind of where the map's at, and it's been quite interesting because I don't think there's been a great deal of Diplo so far as well, which is quite nice, or not that we've heard of. Obviously, we've spoke to Avalon and Meow a few times, and lots of players seem friendly. So that's kind of that, really. So that's sort of the map situation. Commander levels wise, we've gone up a little bit, and we've kind of been fighting with quite a few different people, like I say. So really enjoying using Saruman this season so far, and I'll sort of show you a couple of reports where he's done some impressive stuff for me already. So that was that. That's kind of the push. As for the leaderboards, as you would imagine, the donut account is top and the second donut account is fourth. Raven's still up in here, and so is Mavius from Honk. I'm still at fifth. Shartaf's in sixth. And then you've got Scott's, Jubo, Marissa, and Ricky. Is that Ricky Spank? Ricky Spanish, yeah. I haven't seen that account for a while. So yeah, and then you've got people like Rooster. It's nice to see him back in the game. In Ibis, good player, to be honest. I had a good fight with him yesterday. So that's kind of the top 10. And if we stroll down, there's a lot of kill Ibis, Honk, and Odin, and there's a good mix, bit of Echo. So there's quite a lot of mix in the top 50. As for the merit boards, Ogre's top, and this guy from Mesh has done pretty well so far, actually. I know he was high up on the production leaderboards early as well, so it's interesting. But it looks like the heavy hitters from Odin have done some serious work, really, to be honest. And then you start looking down into our guys, which is God King and Raven, and I'm sort of sat in 13th. I didn't get much PvP in the end yesterday. So it's been quite interesting, really. That's kind of where we're at so far. Then you've got the Fellowship production. We are a little bit above now, so I would expect to see Avalons have dropped slightly because we've taken some of the lands. I would expect throughout the day to probably see some of Ibis and some of Echo's production drop a little bit as we push forward, and probably get this close to 1.8, and I know Honk are looking at getting theirs up a little bit as well. Odin have done well to get to this 1.6 million and sort of sustain it there with the fact that they got pushed yesterday. So this is quite an interesting kingdom, the Odin and Spod kingdom. It's quite a similar sort of level of production, so be interesting to see how that works out. There's three kingdoms obviously there that are very similar, and then the other kingdom, if they hadn't been pushed, to be honest, that would be another kingdom that's quite close. So 4 kind of big kingdoms, and then you move into these, I suppose, round the same sort of level. So it'll be interesting to see how it sort of pans out in the next few days as people get more into the PvP side. Ogres comes atop, as you could imagine, really, considering they've done the most PvP, it looks like. And then you kind of get into some of the other guys. I can't remember. I think Ogres Dane is something like it's only a Z1 Dane, but yeah, the equipment is from memory. The equipment in the ogre count is absolutely insane. So yeah, some really nice stuff in there. So that was that part of it. So I got distracted then by gear. And then really the only other thing there was is to sort of look at the PvP side of it really. So I do want to try and keep these videos short these days. So if you just press hit, I don't know if you know this or not, but you can look at Kingdom PvP as well. But if you go onto your tactician and press hit, it will show you your actual battles with people. And this was kind of whereby this is a little bit of defense from the south, I guess. I don't know why that's come in there because that's definitely not a PvP hit, but there you go. So we'll just try to defend the south a little bit. So this is kind of that formation that I was talking about where Saruman's putting in some quite decent work. That's with a counter, so and using Falcon really to the best of my ability. I haven't really got a decent command helm. So I use this, but the good thing is I suppose the focus does help the heal a little bit, so I don't think he does a great deal of healing for me, but it's sort of 3k healing, which I don't know, not to be sniffed at, I suppose. It's something. But yeah, that formation's doing okay at the moment. I've just switched that round, to be honest, so it's a little bit different. But and then this is a couple of fights from yesterday. So we've been using a lot of tier 2 knights just to try and get the counter system, because they're actually running quite a few smalls, or they are running mediums, so just to try and keep it even really. And Dane and Shadow doing some good work. I have switched Bjorn in for today into the main formation just to see how he goes on instead of Shadow really. I was quite happy with this. I mean, don't get me wrong, the gear's not too bad, to be honest, apart from obviously it's full purples on that. And I'll show you what I mean by it's not too bad. So, a fairly average level gear, but I've got a level 21 Aragon in this formation, and he's kind of held his own with 37k. I know my gear outdoes it, but this has kind of been pulled through really by Saruman. I've actually reskilled Saruman now as well, so I've got 10 points in here and sort of 6 or 7 points in here, just to see if it makes any difference in my damage. But yeah, nice little fight there between what is really my sort of path in formation. I'd kind of left them out and just took a hit really. Again, the B team took a nice hit here, so again, nice formation. Tony's really active actually, and was kind of coming up for some ruins in the south from the south. I think he actually hit my base at one point, so he really liked Kiran. And I've been quite lucky so far that the stun hasn't really affected me too much, thankfully. So yeah, so it's quite interesting to see him using Kiran. I know he really likes him. I have promised I'll do a video on Kiran in the next few days to try and cover that. But like I say, I'd put Bjorn. This was from my B team, so Gandalf holding up his own there with a lot of tanking. Then you got Gimli, who's looking good these days, and then my Witch King, who again there to sort of tank really. I am tempted to actually upgrade the Witch King's unique, just for the simple reason that I think most of the stats on there are pretty useful to him. So we got an 11k heal out of Gandalf in that as well, which isn't too bad really, considering it's not really there for a healing formation. So that was good. We got hold of Rooster. This is quite an interesting fight. Again, we've got some tier 2s in there. I really like Rooster's a really great guy as well, to be honest. But yeah, he's got a really nice account. Z10 Sauron. What I would be doing though is I would be getting this up to 10, I think, and probably even just having 1 point in this for now. Depending on who else he's running, because if he's running Gandalf the White with a bit of focus damage, which he's not at the moment, but if he was, he'd get an extra damage support. So he's got a nice Gandalf gear there. Then he's got a Z5 Dane. It took some advice from me about unit defense, which I'm quite happy about. And then the unique's a lot better than mine because he's actually got some commander attack rolls. But yeah, really nice Dane. And then his Shadow, I think, is not too slouchy either. Yeah, so nice account the Rooster account is, and like I say, he's a good guy. So we got the win there. You'd probably expect that though, due to command difference more than anything else, but also a couple of counter buffs. But it's nice to see some tier 2 troops doing okay. So that was that. He did absolutely annihilate my siege though, which I wasn't overly happy about. But I still think, from a game point of view, this is pretty insane that some half-dead commanders can wipe your entire siege army. But it is what it is. Then we hear, this is I think one of the smaller ones, and then ran into this, which I think is quite a nice account. Got absolutely annihilated by Gil. Not a proud moment, that one, but yeah, really nice account. With some really nice uniques as well. So I didn't actually realise how good that guy's formation was. So even though I'd got the counter on 3 of them, Gil sucking up the hits for him, didn't really leave me much choice. And with me not being full, I was never going to do very well there, I don't think. So that was that one. What was this? I think this was, again, just like, I was trying to siege. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention, trying to siege, and got absolutely battered there. I think this was quite a nice win. Again, you're running small units because I was trying to use them through. I've still got about 30-40 Ks worth of Guardians now. I kind of talk through that in a minute, I think. But it was nice to pick up a couple of wins even with the counter. I mean, that's really a fight we should win, to be honest, even with the counter. But same as this one. And then this guy is a delightful looking whale from memory. So I'll be interested to run this fight again soon, because I think I'll get slightly closer, particularly now I'm running mediums. But the counter system is a lot more powerful now. I'm not sure how much they can sustain running mediums the way they have done, because it's pretty hard to do. I mean, I've got a higher production than most of these guys, apart from this guy actually, and I'm struggling to cope with running any level of mediums. So, but this guy's formation is pretty sick, to be honest. That's his Z1 Gil. Nice Gandalf with a bit of damage thrown in. Really nice Dane. And I think his King of Men's pretty tidy as well. Yeah, so I think this is the second donut account. I mean, realistically, the Swans have took that through for him. I'd be interested to see that fight full, even like that, because I think he's probably down to about 2k, I would guess. And then from a resource point of view, I would probably claim that as a win. I think this was the Fellowship Fortress, was it? Maybe? Not sure which one this was. But yeah, we went through a little stack there, so that was nice. So there's been quite a lot of PvP in the last day or so. That's where we stopped last time. So yeah, nice to get a few fights in, and nice to actually win a few. So I tend to, it's a bit strange really, I tend to do quite well after about level 44, 45, but I just have to get there first, which is frustrating. And then I've now got to work out if I do actually want a fort here, which I probably don't really. We might just go really random, stick a fort in the middle of nowhere and hope for the best. Always like that tactic. See what happens. Try and get ahead of the game. Got plenty of ability points, so I think we'll just go try that. But yeah, there's plenty of tiles to pick up soon. There's a couple of temporary camps to destroy. And that's kind of where we're at. So it's been interesting so far. I think, how far are we to chapter 8? So there's another day or so of chapter 8, and then I think everything locks. Is that right? Increased resource gain from the merit store. Happy days. And then we've got another artifacts chest, which, in fact, that's already happened. So what's chapter 8? Unseal the passage between contested realms. So then you can get into the center now. So that'll be quite interesting. And then I think chapter 9's got the chest that everyone's really interested in, which is this Treasures of Arda chest, which is the one that's got Palantirs and things like that in. So this one's probably the best of the chests that they've put in. So the chapter 5 ones are, the chapter 3 one's okay, the chapter 5 one's okay, but I think this one, the 9 one, is the one, because you've got probably, I mean, how many pieces would I use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9, maybe even 10. So I reckon there's probably 10 pieces in there that I would personally use, which I think when I compare that to the others, I'll just skip back and just show you. So when I compare that to the others, I think there was about 6 or 7 in here. So I'd probably use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's about 7 in there, and I suppose 8 really as well. So about 7 or 8 in there that I'd use, which again isn't bad. It's just there's not really a damage weapon or damage accessory that's massively helpful. Can I just do a little shout out actually to the All Thanks to Devilry, which is actually a really, really good piece. Not just for siege either, but like quite decent command, a little bit of focus, and some okay unit defense. So interesting piece, I think. That's a different story. Let's not get distracted. So that chest is okay. I think I actually got some stuff from here, I think, which I probably wish I hadn't done now. So in here, there's only one. I was really kind of hoping for the Axe Khazad-dûm, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd probably use 7 from there. So I don't know. It's a percentage chance, but I think the ones with the Palantir in are going to be the ones that people are probably likely to go for more than others. We have beat every chapter so far, just about. So quite interesting. It's just a shame now they're all time locked, I think. But that's kind of where we're at. So as always, if in doubt with these things, always follow your nose.